Welcome all in class 26 on electromagnetic theory. In this class, we will discuss about the performance parameters of a transmission line. The performance parameter of transmission line that will be discussed in this class includes the characteristics impedance of the transmission line, reflection coefficient of the transmission line, and standing wave ratio of the transmission line. So very first we will discuss about the characteristics impedance of transmission line. However, before discussing about the characteristics impedance of the transmission line, we will see the behavior of two types of transmission lines. So in the slide we have shown two transmission lines. One is of infinite length and second is of finite length. Both of these transmission lines are fed at the input by a voltage source of magnitude Vs. Both of the transmission lines are terminated with load impedance of magnitude Z. So due to the applied signal Vs in both of the transmission lines, there flows current Is, source current, from voltage source towards the load. However, when the current flows through the transmission line, in both cases, there happens in drop of voltage along the transmission line due to series resistance and inductive impedances. So when signal propagates in both of the transmission lines, there happens voltage drop. However, if the length of the transmission line is infinite, then at the extreme end, that is at the load, the remaining voltage is equal to 0. However, in case of finite length, there is present some voltage across the load, because in case of infinite length, resistance becomes very high, and by the time signal reaches at the extreme end, the voltage has attenuated to 0. However, this is not the case with line of finite length. Here, the drop of the voltage is not equal to Vs, and there is present some voltage across the load. So in case of infinite line, there is no voltage on the extreme end, and signal propagates from only source towards the load. That is, only source current is present when length of the line is infinite. However, in case when transmission length is finite, then there is present some voltage across the load. So in this case, instead of one voltage source, there comes two voltage sources into account. Due to source voltage, there flows a current from source to the load, and due to the voltage present across load, there is present a current, there flows a current from load towards the source, that we say is the reverse current. So conclusion is that when the length of the transmission line is infinite, all the voltage which is applied to the transmission line is attenuated in the transmission line, and there is present only one current, source current, in the transmission line. However, when the length of the line is finite, then there is present source current as well as reverse current into the transmission line. So at any point of the transmission line, in case of finite length, the resultant current is the sum of source current plus the reverse current. That is, the conclusion is that in case of infinite length transmission line, there is no reverse current. However, in case of finite length transmission line, there is present reverse current in addition to the source current. So now what is the characteristics impedance? So characteristics impedance is basically the input impedance of the transmission line of infinite length. When line is terminated with its characteristics impedance, the signal propagates from source to the load only, because at the extreme end voltage is equal to 0. That is, in this case there is no reflection from the extreme end. So basically, when length of the line is infinite, the input impedance that is observed by the transmission line is known as characteristics impedance, and when length of the line is infinite, and so the characteristics impedance is basically the impedance when the length of the transmission line is infinite. So when any transmission line is terminated with its characteristics impedance, it means the line has infinite in length. So when line is infinite in length, then there is no reflected signal and there is present only the source current Is. However, when line is terminated with load impedance such that load impedance ZL is not equal to ZR, so in this case V at the load is not equal to 0, so there will flow some reverse current. So when line is terminated with load impedance such that load impedance ZL is not equal to characteristics impedance, the signal propagates from source to the load and also from load to the source. In this case, there is reflection of signal from the extreme end. Mathematically, it has been observed that the magnitude of characteristics impedance of a transmission line can be obtained from the values of R, L, G and C observed by the transmission line, and its magnitude is square root of R plus J omega L divided by G plus J omega C. Next is about the reflection coefficient. So when line is terminated with load impedance such that load impedance is not equal to characteristics impedance, then there is reflection of signal from the extreme end. The reflection coefficient signifies under this condition and is defined as the ratio of reflected signal to that of incident signal. So reflection coefficient is the magnitude of the reflected signal divided by magnitude of incident signal, and definitely the reflection coefficient depends on the magnitude of the load current and magnitude of the reflection characteristics impedance, because if ZL is equal to ZR, then there is no reflected signal. However, the magnitude of reflected signal will depend upon the mismatching of ZL with the characteristics impedance. If there is more mismatching, there will be more reflected signal, and in case there is no mismatching, they are exactly same, in that case reflected signal will be equal to 0. and it has been observed that the reflection coefficient of a transmission line can be obtained as load impedance minus characteristics impedance divided by load impedance plus characteristics impedance. From this relation also it is evident that when ZL is equal to ZR, that is load impedance is equal to characteristics impedance, then the reflection coefficient is 0, and when reflection coefficient is 0 it means the magnitude of reflected signal is 0. So next parameter of interest is voltage standing wave ratio. So we have observed that when line is terminated with load impedance such that load impedance is not equal to characteristics impedance, there is reflection of signal from the extreme end. At any point on the line, the magnitude of signal is sum of incident and reflected signal. At some points on the line, the strength of the signal is maximum, while at other points on the line, the strength of the signal is minimum. Standing wave ratio signifies under these conditions and is defined as the ratio of maximum to minimum signal on the line. So standing wave ratio is defined as the ratio of maximum signal along the line divided by the minimum signal along the line. When we measure the voltage of signals, then standing wave ratio is known as voltage standing wave ratio, and if we measure the current of the signals, then standing wave ratio is known as current standing wave ratio. So voltage standing wave ratio of the transmission line is defined as maximum voltage along the transmission line divided by the minimum voltage along the transmission line. The maximum voltage along the transmission line can be obtained when the source current as well as reverse current are in phase. That is, V maximum along the transmission line is Vs plus Vr. The minimum voltage along the transmission line is obtained when source voltage as well as reflected voltage are exactly 180 degree out of phase. That is, V minimum along the line is Vs minus Vr. If we divide numerator and denominator by Vs, then we obtain it is 1 plus Vr by Vs divided by 1 minus Vr by Vs. Again, Vr by Vs represents the reflection coefficient of the transmission line. So voltage standing wave ratio in terms of reflection coefficient is 1 plus k divided by 1 minus k. The minimum value of reflection coefficient happens when reflected signal is 0, and when reflected signal is 0, so minimum value of k is 0. So minimum value of VSWR for a transmission line can be obtained to be equal to 1. And if there happens any reflections from the load, then the value of VSWR will be more than 1. So VSWR equal to 1 signifies that there is no reflected signal from the transmission line. So this is all that we want to discuss in this class. Thank you.